everybody, and welcome to Week 5 of Trojan Talk. I'm Jay Turner with Barron County Trojan head football coach Coach Arnett. Last Friday night, the Trojans hosted the Monroe County Falcons here at Trojan Field. Barron County defeated Monroe County for the first time since 2014 and the second time in 11 seasons. The final score was 21-20 in favor of the Trojans, giving the Trojans their first win of the season and the first at home on the new turf. And, Coach, after 4 games, it's good that we can finally talk about a victory.
Yeah, it was a electric atmosphere. Felt like it was loud most of the night, and kids played extremely hard. And like you said, it's always good to get a win, especially one at home in front of a crowd like that. And I was just proud of how hard the kids played. I wish we could have put 2 good halves together. No telling how much better it would have been, but it's always fun when you come off of an exciting game like that, especially when you're on the good side. Right.
We'll recap the game quarter by quarter like we did last week. First quarter, Monroe County kept the football for much of the quarter, but neither team could get anything going offensively.
No, we struggled a lot. I don't really think we ran 9 or 10 plays in the first half. They kept it pretty much the whole first quarter. Our defense did a great job of bending but not breaking and keeping them out of the end zone. And then, our special teams game early was pretty good. We were pinned deep a couple times, and Zach did a good job of punting us out of there and giving it to them on their own side of the 50. And again, our defense played well and did a good job of holding them out.
Of course, the second quarter, neither team could get much going there until the last 5 seconds when Monroe County's Landon Stinson scored in a 4-yard run. Then Gabe Henson, his kick was good, made it 7-0 Monroe County. They had 130 yards in the first half. And as you mentioned, well, according to our stat sheet, we only had 18 plays for minus 3 yards, but just be down 7-0 at halftime and have minus 3 yards total. Well, what'd you tell your team at halftime?
It's funny you asked. It was actually just crazy in the locker room at halftime. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people going a lot of different directions, and I've had multiple people ask me that, but really it's just something you had to be in the locker room. There was a calmness early, and then it was just a lot of things started going on. We had some guys that were injured, and we had some other stuff going on. There was other people. It was wild in the locker room. It was weird, but basically what I asked them before we went back out, I said, I want to ask you guys a question. I want you to be honest. I said, raise your hand if you think we can win the game. And everybody raised their hand, and I said, let's go then. Let's get out of here and go. And I guess that was all it took because they come out and played great in the second half.
They sure did. They come out with a lot more energy, and 8:46 left in the third quarter. Zach Johnson hooked up with Jamarcus Miley on an 84-yard pass play, or a 34-yard pass play it was. Aiden Nikens' kick tied the game at 7 apiece, and then 4 minutes left in the third. Monroe County's Braden Murphy scored on a 4-yard run, and then Henson's kick made it 14-7 Monroe County. But that fourth quarter is what was wild. We had a 70-yard touchdown call back by Tyler Bush due to a holding penalty, so to speak. Honestly, I didn't see the hold.
Well, I didn't either. I've watched the film 1,000 times, and I've yet to see it. And we made some adjustments in the second half. We did a lot of different stuff. We started doing some unbalanced stuff, and they hadn't seen it. And, they didn't really adjust to it like I thought they would, but we kept going to it. And Tyler did a good job of if we didn't block it correctly, made some plays out of nothing. And, like you say, there was several plays that could have popped big, and we might miss a block here or get tackled here. And, you call that big touchdown back, I just thought that was a gutless call by that guy. I'm just going to be honest. We've been begging. We felt like they were just tackling our ends all night, and we were begging for holds, and they never would throw it. And then to call something like that when Karsten did a great job of blocking was just awful. But the kids, to their credit, didn't let it bother them. It probably bothered me more than it did them, and they just kept right on playing and eventually come back and scored again.
Yeah. Later, with 4:47 left, Karsten Chelson scores on that 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line, and that made it 14-13 Monroe County. We were going to go for that 2-point conversion, and I think that was the time you wanted to call a timeout. Is that right?
Yeah.
And they didn't give it to you.
They didn't give it to us. Some stuff had happened, and they knew the play. They knew what was coming, and they were calling it out because of some stupid stuff that had been apparently they had got a tip off on what our 2-point play was, so they were calling it out, and so I tried to get a timeout called, and they didn't give it to me, and I wasn't real happy about it. And after watching the film, if we don't fumble, it's not going to go anyway. So but again, I think it bothered me more than it did the kids. They kept on playing, and defense come up with another big stop.
Well, one of the biggest plays came on fourth down. That's when quarterback Zach Johnson threw long to Jamarcus Miley, which gave us a first down, and that set up Johnson's 28-yard touchdown pass almost in the back of the end zone to Karsten Chelson, which then put us up 19-14. That was our first lead of the game with 1:07 left to go, and then Johnson scored the 2-point conversion, and it made it 21-14. Definitely momentum swing for you.
Yeah, that what was a 2-play drive. We threw a big pass to Jamarcus. We were trying to pick on the safety a little bit, and we ran a combo on one side and a different combo on the other, which we hadn't done all year. I was proud of the kids for executing it that way. It was it wasn't really drawn up in the dirt, but it was a play, 2 plays in one really, and we hadn't worked it all year, but they did it right, and Zach made the right read, and Jamarcus beat the corner, got over the top of safety, and what people didn't see, that I slowed down and showed the film to the guys on Monday, and we've not seen this here since I've been here from our quarterback. Zach stepped up into a big hit. He got smoked on that play. We've not had that since I've been here.
Yeah.
And he stepped up like a man and threw the ball downfield, and he delivered a great throw. And Jamarcus, we thought he could score. He got tackled, and then very next play we were going fast, and I guess we were under a minute at that point, and we saw that they were about 12 yards off of Carson, so he just threw a little quick hot, and he broke a tackle and scored.
Yeah.
As far as the 2-point conversion, it didn't go the way we wanted it to. We were trying to run a little rollout pass and dump it to where we were going, and he just spun off a guy and made a play and trucked a guy to get in the end zone, and it was just a man play by Zach. He played great. Thought he did a good job of leading us there.
And then it was after that we thought everything was going really well for us, and then things got a little scary for us. Monroe County's Georgie Brooks ran that kickoff back almost 90 yards and virtually untouched, pulled the Falcons to within 21-20. Then they decided to go for the win at a 2-point conversion, but we called timeout because Monroe County, they didn't have any left, and then they lined back up again to go for the lead, but that's when Tyler Bush stopped Braden Murphy at the 1-yard line, the biggest defensive play of the game.
Yeah, that was my fault. I had faith in our kickoff team. I thought we had pinned them all night, and I knew Monroe had struggled throwing the ball, so I thought let's make them drive the whole field. I didn't feel comfortable with a squib kick because we've got a freshman kicker who doesn't really know how to do it yet, and that was my fault, and we kicked it to the wrong guy. And, nobody says a word about it if we cover it correctly, but hindsight's 20/20. Should have just squibbed it down the middle.
Yeah.
We called the timeout because we were hesitant to call the timeout because they were discombobulated, so we didn't want to. But we called the timeout to set ourselves up because they were in a formation we hadn't seen. And I actually wanted to call timeout again. I wanted to call timeout again to make sure. And to Tommy's credit, he's a veteran coach, Coach Muse. He realized that they were messed up again. I think they screwed up a little bit on their 2-point play out of a timeout. I don't know what happened, but he saw it and told me not to call it, so I didn't. And I think they had a guy maybe go the wrong way. We gang tackled, so I don't know if it would have mattered anyway. But Tyler, to his credit, I think he led us in tackles and did a great job on that 2-point play. And it was who wanted it more, and I felt like we wanted it more. Main thing I told our guys was, what if they get that 2-point conversion and we lose? What I was really worried about was how do we come back and practice this week the same as we have? Because we've had a great week of practice, but if we would have lost that game 22-21, how would we have came back and practiced? So that was some stuff but luckily we don't have to worry about that.
Right. There were still 54 seconds left in the game, and of course almost everybody knew what Monroe County was going to do, and that was an onside kick. And they were called offsides on their first attempt. And then on the second attempt, we received the onside kick and then kept it the last few seconds of the game, and victory in our hands.
And who else but Tyler Bush on that night recovered the recovered the onside kick.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. So, that's this bunch, and we talk about it all the time, you just got to find a way to win, and they found a way, and I think that's gave us some confidence. We lose a heartbreaker last week, and we're thinking, man, we don't know how to win. And then we find a way to win this week, so that's a testament to how good mentally the kids are.
Let's look at some stats for the game. First half, of course, Barron County 7 carries for -1 yard. This is according to our stats. Passing was 2 of 6 for -2 yards. Monroe County had 31 carries for 115 yards, and passing 2 for 4 for 15 yards. So 130 total yards first half for Monroe County, -3 in the first half for the Trojans, and only down 7-0.
Yeah, that's a testament to the defense. They did a good job. They did a good job of zeroing in on their playmakers and shutting them down.
Yeah. Second half, things got better. Barron County 21 carries for 25 yards. Passing, Zach Johnson was 11 of 19, 156 yards and 3 touchdowns. Monroe County 48 carries, 188 yards. Passing 2 for 8 for 15, 1 interception. So total yards for the game. Last week, Barron County 181 yards, Monroe County 203. That says a lot for your defense, Coach, when you hold Monroe County to only 50 yards rushing in the second half.
And that's the thing. I don't want to take anything away from Monroe County. They've had some injuries that have hurt them, and they've got some good players. They've played a very tough schedule. They've played some good teams, and that's a pretty good football team, and they're physical, and I'm just proud of the way our guys who. These guys hadn't beat Monroe, so they didn't know if they could, and to their credit, they willed themselves to that win.
Yeah. Of course, talk about Braden Murphy and Landon Stinson. They're good football players.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They've got some good players. Landon hurt us pretty bad. He was a man running the ball, and we struggled tackling him, and Braden Murphy's always good. In the second half, they just lined them both back up, Wildcat, and had them both back there by themselves and just kind of came at us with it. And to our credit, we did a good job of picking it up and figuring it out.
Yeah. Coach, going to take a break, and when we come back, Trojan football player Tyler Bush will join us, and we'll have more Trojan talk in a moment here on BCHS Live.
You're watching BCHS Live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. BCHS Live is a student-led live online video production program started in 2015 by 4 BCHS freshmen. The BCHS Live program is here to showcase everything going on at BCHS, from athletics to special events and opportunities to ceremonies and celebrations. The BCHS Live program is here to show everyone in our community what BCHS is all about, and with 3 major online outputs of our broadcasts, we truly live up to our motto: everything BCHS, anywhere you want it.
The Burgundy Media Network, or BMN for short, is a network of Barron County High School's 3 major media outlets: 88.7 FM, Trojan Radio, BCHS Live, and the Trojan Times school newspaper. As a whole, we are determined to provide you with BCHS news, sports, and interest like never before. Check out our weekly newscast broadcasted every Friday from within Barron County High School, or check out our website at barronschools.com/BMN. From all of us to you, we thank you for your support of all things BCHS. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store is the #1 place to find any and all things BCHS, with a wide selection of clothes including hoodies, t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, and polos, to everyday items including pens, pencils, notebooks, and stickers, to jewelry including earrings, necklaces, bracelets, and wristbands. So stop by the Trojan Thread Store any weekday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or during any home varsity basketball game. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store, keeping Barron County in style.
Heading into the second year from an approximate 12-year hiatus, the Trojan Times has an all-new look and an all-new approach to bringing you BCHS happenings. We are an entirely student-based publication working more than ever this year to inform you with BCHS happenings. I'm Brennan Crane, Editor-in-Chief, and I can say that we are thrilled to showcase BCHS in a whole new way. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at BC Trojan Times. You won't want to miss this. Go BC!
You're watching BCHS Live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. BCHS Live is a student-led live online video production program started in 2015 by 4 BCHS freshmen. The BCHS Live program is here to showcase everything going on at BCHS, from athletics to special events and opportunities to ceremonies and celebrations. The BCHS Live program is here to show everyone in our community what BCHS is all about, and with 3 major online outputs of our broadcasts, we truly live up to our motto: everything BCHS, anywhere you want it.
Back on Trojan Talk, join me now is Trojan football player junior Tyler Bush. Tyler, thanks for being here with us this evening. Tyler plays both ways for the Trojans and running back on offense. He's a defensive back, and after a heartbreaking loss to Adair County, you come back home, get our first win of the season, and the first on the new field. You have to feel pretty good about that.
Felt pretty good. It's a good atmosphere out there. Good student section. Big crowd. It felt good to get a win on the field.
Of course, we hadn't beaten Monroe County in a while. And, of course, in basketball, we play in the same district. But do you think football's become more of a rivalry game with Monroe County, even though we play in different classes?
They're both pretty big games right down the road from us. They're both good games to play.
You've been playing on both sides of the ball for most of the season so far. I know it takes a lot of energy having to play the entire game.
It does a little bit. You have to be in good shape to do it.
You scored on a 71-yard run, and what a great run that was. Unfortunately, it called a holding penalty according to the officials, and I'm sure that might have been a little frustrating for you.
Yeah, I didn't really see the hold there, but team bounced back the next drive. It was pretty good.
Let's talk about that huge defensive play now. Monroe County's Georgie Brooks had scored on a kickoff return and to cut the lead at 21-20, and they decided to go for the win on a 2-point conversion. You stopped Braden Murphy at the 1-yard line. What was going through your mind as he was headed towards you?
I just seen them run toss sweep to my side. I just stepped up and made the tackle, and we just gang tackled him right there at the 1-yard line.
Always a good feeling to make a big play like that and knowing you kept them from winning the game.
Yeah, it felt pretty good.
Having to go both ways, do you like playing offense or do you like defense better?
I like defense better.
And why is that?
I don't know. I like playing corner a lot. I like guarding people, going to get the ball. I just like defense a lot better.
What do you do to prepare yourself for a game?
I just get mentally focused before the game, just think about what I'm going to do to help my team win.
What are some things you want to try to improve on?
I need to step up and block a little better on offense. I need to hit the holes a lot harder.
Greenwood Gators come in on Friday night. They haven't been very good to us the past few years, and what will it take to get a win this week?
We just got to come out and execute the offense and finish a lot of drives and just tackle.
Well, Tyler, good luck to you on Friday night against the Gators.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Have more Trojan Talk when we come back in just a moment here on BCHS Live.
Media Network, or BMN for short, is a network of Barron County High School's 3 major media outlets: 88.7 FM, Trojan Radio, BCHS Live, and the Trojan Times school newspaper. As a whole, we are determined to provide you with BCHS news, sports, and interest like never before. Check out our weekly newscast broadcasted every Friday from within Barron County High School, or check out our website at barronschools.com/BMN. From all of us to you, we thank you for your support of all things BCHS. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store is the #1 place to find any and all things BCHS. With a wide selection of clothes including hoodies, t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, and polos, to everyday items including pens, pencils, notebooks, and stickers, to jewelry including earrings, necklaces, bracelets, and wristbands. So stop by the Trojan Thread Store any weekday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or during any home varsity basketball game. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store, keeping Barron County in style.
Heading into the second year from an approximate 12-year hiatus, the Trojan Times has an all-new look and an all-new approach to bringing you BCHS happenings. We are an entirely student-based publication working more than ever this year to inform you with BCHS happenings. I'm Brennan Crane, Editor-in-Chief, and I can say that we are thrilled to showcase BCHS in a whole new way. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at BC Trojan Times. You won't want to miss this. Go BC!
You're watching BCHS Live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. BCHS Live is a student-led live online video production program started in 2015 by 4 BCHS freshmen. The BCHS Live program is here to showcase everything going on at BCHS, from athletics to special events and opportunities to ceremonies and celebrations. The BCHS Live program is here to show everyone in our community what BCHS is all about, and with 3 major online outputs of our broadcasts, we truly live up to our motto, everything BCHS, anywhere you want it.
Trojan Talk. This week it's homecoming week at Barron County High. Friday night, Trojans will host the Greenwood Gators. Greenwood has a new coach in William Howard. Howard was a head coach here at Barron County for a couple of seasons, 2005 and 2006, before going to Warren Central as an assistant for 7 years. And then he went over to Greenwood as assistant under Chris Seabolt for about 4 years before becoming head coach this year. The Gators are 1-3 on the season, and they defeated Warren Central 28-6 in the season opener. 3 straight losses, coming to Warren East 47-30, Allen County Scottsville 27-7, and last week they lost to 4A state champ Franklin Simpson by a score of 50-7. Of course, with the Trojans not playing a district schedule this year, this will not be a district game as it has been in the past.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of the same from Greenwood. The wing tee, triple option, and it's hard to defend, and they got some good players. They lost a pretty good quarterback, but they have a pretty good quarterback coming back. They've got some players, and we'll have to play assignment football. And if we do that, we like our chances. Like I said last week, tackle, hang on to the ball, win special teams. We feel like we got a good chance.
Gators did lose their veteran quarterback in Jackson Adams, who had over 6,000 yards in offense, including 82 touchdowns in 4 years. He was kind of a running quarterback, though, the last couple of years, especially last year. Yeah,
he was. He threw it a few times on us last year. Last year we go down there, and I thought we played well early. I think we had a 10-minute drive last year, and gave our guys some confidence that we can play, and it's going to take more of the same. They like to keep the ball and run that clock, so we're going to have to do a lot of the same. And if we tackle and play assignment football, I like our chances.
I was looking at their stats. They average about 260 yards per game, 183 on the ground, 77 through the air. Of course, they beat us last year 56-7, but they don't have the same personnel as last year. So this should be a competitive game, and I think a winnable game for us.
Yeah, I think so. We feel like all our games are winnable, and we feel like we're past that. Past what we were. We're a good football team. We've had some bad luck. We played some good teams early, and we feel like we can compete and win the rest of our games. So, I told the guys it's homecoming, but this is the most important game on our schedule because it's the next one.
Right.
Homecoming's more for the crowd and the homecoming court and all that. We got to forget about all that stuff and just go play ball.
Yeah. Any injuries to report? I know I saw Joe Bradshaw on crutches today.
Joe had an ankle. He'll probably be a game time decision. He rolled it up pretty good. He went. He missed practice today. He was getting it worked on and looked at, but hadn't heard back what they said yet. So I'm thinking it'll be a game time decision. Probably a high ankle sprain.
Mention again about the Gators offense, what they like to run.
Typical wing tee, triple option. A lot of motion, a lot of veer, midline, all that stuff. They like to run the quarterback. They got a good fullback. Defensively, you're going to see a stack look. It's an odd front, and they like to fly to the football and play games a little bit up front.
Coach, good luck to you against the Gators.
Thank you very much.
Game time's at 7 o'clock Friday night with homecoming activities at halftime. And if you can't make it out, you can join me along with John Butler, Robert Bauer, sideline reporter Chad Withrow. We'll have the broadcast beginning at 6:35 on 103.7 Nash Icon, also online at ESPNKY.com. You can also watch the game with our radio feed on BCHS Live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks to Tyler Bush for being on with us tonight. And now for Coach Jackson Arnett and the BCHS Live video team, I'm Jay Turner. Thanks for watching.